Hi, my name is Alex Biggs and I'm from Drumbase, and today I want to talk to you about the new monitors from HEDD, the Type 20 Mark IIs. So let's have a look at them. Okay, so looking at the back of the speaker, the Mark II with the R is obviously the right speaker. We've got the volume, so you can turn the speaker up. You've got the linearizer, that basically, when it's on, delays the speakers so that the low frequency speaker arrives at the same time as the others, because low frequency waves are bigger and obviously take a little bit longer to come along. So what this does, it lines everything up. How I can describe it is, when I've put the speakers on without it, the bass is in the middle of your image, or thereabouts, but you turn the linearizer on and bang, it's bang on in the middle. It really does make quite a difference, so that's kind of cool, worth checking out. Again, another great feature is closed ported or open ported. So when you have a port in a speaker cabinet, it just gives the speaker more air, so it moves more and therefore you get more bass, I believe. So the only problem with that is it's supposed to be a bit less accurate than a closed baffle speaker, but because you have this bung, you can bung up the port and then have it as closed port, and you just need to swap this over. At the moment I'm leaving it ported. I've got to experiment with that. Okay, and then you've got low shelf. Again, I've turned mine up a bit, quite like my music bassy, and again I might need to turn it down when I mix. Then you've got your high frequencies. Again, obviously you can turn it up or down, and then you've got the ability to connect it to a sub. I've just connected it for now to my KRK sub, just to take the pressure off the cone in this unit, and I think it does sound a bit better, and I do like the KRK subs, but obviously I want to get the HEDD one at some point. I'll talk about that in a bit. Then we've got the analog. So when I'm feeding the music into it, it's basically analog. Again, you need to look at this because I'm not an expert by any means on this, but you can use this as a digital speaker. Desk filter is basically an EQ, so it sorts out when you've got your speaker near a desk like me, which is a pretty clever idea, and it EQs the speaker a bit, so it helps with the reflections. And then this, I believe, is just for the factory. When you're connecting the XLR, make sure it's really pushed in tight, because I did have a little bit of an issue with that. So the volume wasn't as loud as it should have been, and I don't know if it's because this clicked, because obviously it's got this here, and I thought it was all the way in, but I just changed the leads and pushed this in. I've actually ordered some better quality leads, because these are a little bit sensitive and they need a good set of leads. So just remember that. Buy yourself a nice set of leads and make sure you really push them into the back nicely, just to avoid any issues. But other than that, yeah, really good. Okay, so let's talk about why I bought these speakers, and my philosophy on monitors, and all the experience I've had and researched with them. So I started off with the KRK Generation 2 6s. I thought they were great little speakers, pretty cheap, and they're okay. The only problem I had with them is that I couldn't trust them enough to mix on them and then just leave it. I had to check all the different devices and make so many adjustments. It took ages. So then I upgraded to the VXT 6s. Phenomenal speakers. The imaging on those speakers is so underrated. You put them on and the sound just fills the room. It's really, really bizarre. They're great speakers. But again, I thought they were lacking bass, so I bought the sub. I then had the sub on, and it's really hard to mix with a sub, and then I don't know, I couldn't mix on them. Obviously I made an album, I made another album as well, but I had to spend hours doing the mixing. It drove me mad. So then I thought, well, HS8s, Yamahas get good rep, why not try those? So I tried those, and again, totally different speaker to the VXTs, much more bassy, less imaging, but they were okay. But again, I just couldn't get my mixes right. So I thought, well, why not just get a speaker that I'm going to learn and live with for a lot of years. So I did a lot of research, and the HEDD speakers Mark 1s came up as really positive reviews. So I thought I'd try the Mark 2s because they've literally just come out. I love the idea of what goes on the back, because I can tune the speakers to my room. They were powerful enough, and they could accommodate a sub. So that had pretty much all the factors. They look good, they're not too big, and they're front ported, or you can close them off. So they had everything that I needed, I think. So let's talk about those. So what they've got is they've got a 7-inch speaker. I think it's 7-inch, and that basically goes down to 32 hertz, and my 10-inch KRK sub goes down to 34. So a little 7-inch speaker can go deeper than a big sub. So that's what I mean by technology's come on, speakers have come on. So I wanted to make sure I bought the latest monitor, and these, as I say, have just come out. And then the high frequency go above your hearing range, so that's good. And then the power, again, they're 300 watts, which is loud enough. I think if you've got a big room, you probably need the 30s. They come alive with the sub, even though this sub kind of doesn't go as low as them. When you take off the shelving so that it then makes the sub do the work, it takes the pressure off the speakers, I believe, and they just sound a little bit better. And then the sub covers the bass notes, so that speaker's not working so hard. Again, this is early days, but this is what I think. So really what I want to do is get that 12-inch sub that goes down to 20 hertz, but I had to sell drum kits, monitors, everything I got to get these speakers, because they're really quite expensive. What else? So yeah, so that's basically it. I think the speakers look good, they sound amazing, as you'd expect, and to be honest, all speakers in this price range are going to sound amazing. But what happens is, it's not the speaker, it's the room you've got. So whatever room you put these in will define how good the speakers sound, and that's the problem. And that's what's beautiful about these, is that you can adjust it on the back. The desk filter takes off some of the frequencies so that you don't get too much flashback on the sound in your ears. And just, they've really thought about what they're doing, I think. Another good feature from HEDD on these monitors are the standby feature. So what that means is that when they don't receive a signal, they just switch themselves off, and when they do receive a signal, they turn themselves back on. It normally takes, I don't know, half an hour perhaps, when they've not received any music, and they just go on to standby mode. And it's awesome because you don't have to scramble behind trying to turn the off switch or turn the plugs off. You can literally leave them. So all I'm doing is plug them straight in the plug socket, left them on, and that's it. I won't touch them. I just can leave them totally be, and they'll turn them on off when I put music through, and turn themselves off when they haven't. Obviously where they are at the moment is not ideal. I'm going to get some sort of support under them, just because you don't want too many vibrations. I mean, the wood that it's on is going onto rubber, that beam's onto rubber as well, but it's trying to stop any vibrations through your desk, which will give you false readings. So I'll see, again, it's early days, I'll see what I can do there. Probably just rubber feet would do. So is this the future of monitors? I don't know. All I know is that they sound really, really good. I can adjust them, and I'm looking forward to mixing on them. So I'll keep you posted, but I hope you like this. If you don't, put the thumbs down, write some comments, but I'm really hoping that this sort of gives you a clue to how these speakers perform. Again, I'll do some more reviews and try and get a bit more detail in how they are actually mixing. I've only literally just got them. So anyway, subscribe if you want, and then hopefully I'll put another video up, and we'll see how we do. All right, take care. Thanks a lot. Bye.